Welcome back to the Wanderers Zone. I'm Darren and it is full time here. Bolton 1, Lincoln 1. 74% possession, similar to the numbers that we had in Reading. However, one thing that isn't similar is conceding a goal. 30 seconds or something like that earlier on into the game, Bolton did concede. To be honest, we can delve straight into the match. I don't think that we defended very well, particularly in the game. We started off cold. Lincoln definitely saw a weakness in us. It very much reminded me of how we conceded against Stockport County. It was a quick counter-attack. They had the kick-off and then it moved on very swiftly, and Lincoln, rightly so, towards their advantage, they took advantage of it. But in the end, they sat back, put their men behind the ball. They were not gonna attack too much. They didn't really need it to. They know that we can be threatening, but not threatening enough to score a goal. And ultimately, it took us all the way until the 94th minute, so something like that, or long into added time, 96th minute of added time, when an own goal by Hamer came in through Lincoln from a Cozier Dubry shot or cross, to be really honest. And Bolton managed to salvage a point from it. What did I think of that result? First of all, I think that we go into the game. I was actually sitting in front of someone behind me when Cozier Dubry put that cross in and that goal went in for Bolton. And he said, how are we going to get promoted with this team? And seriously, I do stand here after the game in the midst of silence thinking to myself, how are we actually going to get this team promoted? We're currently 16th in the league or 15th in the league or something like that. And we sit with 6 points from 5 games. It isn't a sign of what is a promotion run. I've heard comments such as Schumacher, he's not fit enough for the job, he's delusional. But I've also heard comments saying that this squad needs time, the players need time, it's a new squad, a dozen players, etc. If you ask my opinion, this is what I say to you. I think that if we base off the first half, it was an inadequate performance, particularly in the midfield by Ethan Erajon, who I said actually should have started this game. Come to think in reflection, playing against his former club, he used to play for Lincoln. I think there was some shock in him today. There wasn't much involvement. It wasn't the involvement that we saw against Reading, and he looked particularly weak. And I think I heard from inside source within the club that Xavier Simmons apparently came off with an injury, so not much criticism can go into it from there. But the midfield got to be strengthened. In this league, it is all about battling the midfield. When you play against, we'll call it inadequate sides in this league, particularly against Reading and even against Barnsley, we've got to look to dominate that midfield. And when we changed the second half, we saw the instant reaction by Aaron Morley and Josh Sheehan. Aaron Morley very good on set pieces today. He took a number of them. Max Conway to take some of them as well. And it was a very good performance from a newly refreshed team. What worries me a lot is that Steven Schumacher keeps making that he's not got a solid starting 11 at the moment. He's mentioned about rotating the squad. It's important to use the squad to our advantage, but we've got to have, it's like fantasy football, you've got to have a team that the route that stretches around, and then you've got the players that come in and out of the team. And Bolton don't have that at the moment, and the sooner we establish the route of the players, we're even rotating our captain. We're talking about this on Wednesday. So he's got to establish that. And as soon as we establish that, then we can start building momentum. And Gale as well, he was playing, you know, a few times in this game. He started a few of the games. Sissoko, I think Sissoko, honestly, he needs a bit of time on the bench to jump in straight into the squad. It doesn't look like he blended that much in. Nico pointed it out on Wednesday night that Sissoko, a lot of the distribution was because Reading was forcing balls to Sissoko. And when it comes to reflecting on that, they're forcing him balls because he knows he's playing, starting for Bolton for the very first, maybe lacks of confidence. And ultimately, Reading could sit on that. Ultimately, I think that going forward in this game, I think that Bolton Wanderers, we really need to look at finishing the chances. We've not been doing that well enough this season. If we don't score in this league, we won't win the match. And when we don't win the matches, how are we going to get promoted? But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. If you're new around here, then do get subscribed to the Wanderers Zone. This is Darren. This is a draw at the Tough Sheet Community Stadium. And don't forget to click on the left-hand side of the screen to watch the Matchday vlog.